Hey YouTube, Mountain Boy here. Today I'm unpacking my SOG Camp Axe. You can see here I've had a Gerber or Fisker axe, and I've probably had this thing for like 20 years, and it's been a great axe. So I kind of like the concept of a polymer axe. This has split so much kindling, and I thought I'd get this one. It was on sale as a good price, so I think I'd check it out. What do we have here? So first apparent thought is it's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. It's almost a toy. Right here, let's compare it size wise to the Gerber. Yeah. That's Ollie. I think this is something that's probably good for backpacking, maybe for fine kindling, you know, kind of replace the knife that I've been using. Let's take a look here. We can. Let's see. Yeah. Well, one thing that's nice about this is look at the design of this. Right. It's not like a full tang the whole length of the handle, but it's got a full tang that kind of runs down at least the first 3 inches of the handle. It looks like it might be kind of a nice strong axe. It also seems like it has kind of a nice hammer to it. Sheath is kind of decently made. It's not just like a piece of rubber. This thing might fall off the little SOG logo. But you know, I think this would be good for like backpacking or something where you just need something really light. Maybe this will find its way into my automobile car box, just to go along with like a silky saw and a little fold-up shovel, just to give me a little capability if I get stuck behind a tree or something in the woods. So let's do some splitting with it and see how it looks. Well, I would say with the weight of it, I would almost just prefer a traditional camp hatchet with a hickory handle and a heavier head. Just, it's more of a tool. For this kind of weight and this kind of size, I think I'd almost rather have like a 4-inch SE or my big 4-inch lion steel as far as doing this kind of work. I don't know, we'll try to do some chopping here. Okay, well, I'm back in the shop, and it's been a few weeks since I bought this, and I did my initial kind of unboxing. And I've been using it for chores, car camping trips, just different things. And I'll talk about how I like it. I'll start with the positives. You know, I think number one, it is really small. There's no bulge to the handle whatsoever, so it means I can actually slide it behind my belt in the small of my back or on my side very easily. It just will go in, and then with this recess in here, it's just something that kind of carries on your body very easily, and you don't even notice it's there until you need it. And so I kind of found that I would do kind of trail maintenance, and I could just use it to kind of just do really kind of clear some branches or some very small limbs. As far as its use, that recess, also if you kind of wanted to scrape some bark, or I guess you could do some game cleaning with it, it kind of gives you a kind of a control and ability to use it that you see in kind of some of the bushcrafty style hatchets out there. And I think that's it for positivity. I have to admit I'm a little disappointed with this. I think first of all, number one, when I think about a camp hatchet, this is what I think about. A traditional 14.5-inch Collins axe. Just the head on this alone is 1.25 pounds. So it outweighs this whole thing. You really need that weight at the end of the hatchet in order to be able to get it kind of enough velocity, enough force to really do a good job of cutting branches or limbing or even splitting wood for that matter. I kind of found with the SOG, if I got it in, if it's we're just talking maybe a 2-inch or 3-inch piece of wood, I'd actually have to pound on the back of it with something in order to be able to kind of baton it through. So I will talk about philosophy of use here in a minute, but that's kind of one option. I don't know. That's probably what, $20. If you're thinking backpacking, stuff like that, where something light, I'd say this is too light really for a lot of woodwork. This is a system I would take. SOG Tellus Bushcrafter. These are about $60. And a Silky Pocket Boy saw. These are about $45. Total weight on these two is 14 ounces versus 16 ounces. I think the total price $105 versus $60. But for that $45, you've got so much more capability and capacity here. I've been carrying this setup. I've been carrying this saw for 4 or 5 years. I keep it in my day hiking pack. Just to clear like limbs as I'm hiking, and I've taken it camping, and it's still going strong. You can see it's got probably at least a 6-7 inch blade to it, so you can actually work a lot larger wood a lot faster than something like this. This SOG Tellus, I baton with it all the time for kindling. Even if this broke, you could always kind of use this and to kind of make precise cuts that you would use an axe for with a lot more precision. And I would kind of say the blade is going to, on both of these, are probably going to hold up about the same with it. One thing I have to admit I do like is this kind of solid one-piece design where the metal comes all the way down, and you've got this metal collar that not only keeps everything really stiff but protects it if you're splitting wood. But if I'm looking at a bushcraft style hatchet, I would look at the Gerber. The Gerber makes a bushcraft hatchet that it's 15 inches, so much closer to the Collins axe. It weighs in at 38 ounces at $65. So $5 more is basically you'll get a polymer version of this. That seems like a much better value and performer than the SOG. And I don't have the hatchet. I have the axe, and I have to admit, I really like this axe. I've been using it for probably a couple years now. You can see a lot of very similar kind of design elements with it as far as that kind of recessed blade. It also has where the metal of the head comes all the way down the handle. Their bushcrafter hatchet does the same thing. I don't know. I'd have to put the hatchet to use and play with it, but I've beat the snot out of this thing. And it just comes back for more. So those are my thoughts about it. If you can kind of think of a use that I haven't thought of, I'd really appreciate hearing it in the comments. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll work this into many of my systems. I think this might end up just living in my roadside box in my car, along with like a small entrenching tool and flares and stuff like that. Just as a tool in case I need it to chop some ice or pound something in. I don't know. Anyway, thank you much for watching this, and like, share, and comment. Mountain Boy out.